Hi you guys, it's me Sarah. So I'm going to be trying to do the fastest full meal cooking tutorial. And if I could get my intro recorded right, it'll be even faster. So anyways, I'm going to be making New York steaks with golden potatoes that have dill, garlic, and butter, and also a special way of making corn on the cob. It's going to be super yummy. I hope you enjoy the tutorial. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below and press the like button and all that awesome stuff. And if you're already subscribed, thanks for coming back. I love you guys. And I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye. Hey, hi, you guys. So tonight I'm going to be making a yummy dinner. So I'm going to tell you what you're going to need for the corn. I have 6 husked corns, and they're cut in half and washed and everything. And for the corn, you're going to need Parmesan cheese, just regular grated Parmesan cheese, some good old mayo, just regular mayo, and a lot of people like using tahini stuff, but it's too sour for me. I like the spice, but I don't like the sour, so I like using a little bit of tapatio. It's super duper good. You don't have to use the tapatio. It's way good with just the mayonnaise and the Parmesan. So if you've never heard of this, I will show you what is going on. Okay, and the next thing we're going to be making is some little baby golden potatoes. And for that, we need a half a stick of butter, 2 tablespoons of dill, and 1 tablespoon of crushed garlic, and possibly a little bit of salt, but probably not because this is salted butter. And I wanted to show I'm so happy. My husband finally got me measuring spoons and measuring cups, so I don't have to measure by a quarter teaspoon anymore. That was frustrating. Anyways, and then the main course, we are going to be making some New York steaks, which for that, I have just measured out 2 tablespoons of sea salt. I like using sea salt doing my steaks because it's, I don't know, it seems like it adds more flavor. And then I have a tablespoon of medium ground, fresh ground garlic, or fresh ground pepper. And then for cooking the steaks, you're going to need some tabs of butter and some large chunks of fresh garlic cloves. So the last thing we're going to be making, and we're going to be making it last so it's nice and fresh for putting on our steaks, is hollandaise sauce. So I cubed up 1.5 sticks of butter, and I cubed it up while it was cold, so it was way easier to cut, but you want it to get to room temperature before you cook it, because that way it incorporates in your sauce better. So yeah, cut it while it's cold, but then leave it out so it gets room temperature. And then you're going to want 6 egg yolks. You can see that I have 7 because 2 of the egg yolks were like super duper tiny. So I did a little bit extra, but you want 6. And then I have a quarter teaspoon of paprika. That's optional. You don't have to use paprika if you don't want to. I have a tablespoon of lemon juice. And then this is optional too. I have a tablespoon of some chives to add to our hollandaise. And I only do that if I'm making it for steaks or something, but for like Eggs Benedict, I do traditional hollandaise sauce. And then always have, pepper, salt, and pepper on hand for taste. And I'm trying to make sure that I didn't forget anything, because I'm famous for that. But I believe I remembered everything. I'm missing my old chopping board. It met its demise by getting stepped on and it snapped in half. So anyways, I'm going to start getting started on everything, and I'm going to start cooking the stuff that's going to take the longest first. So I think I'm going to start with the potatoes first because I don't want my corn to get overcooked. So I'll be right back. Okay, so starting our potatoes, you just want to fill your pan with about 1 inch of water because we want to steam them, and put them on medium heat, put the top on them, and then we're going to pull out our little cutting board, and I'm going to grab my potatoes. Okay, now that I have my nice washed potatoes, the big ones like this, I just like to cut them in half and then half again. And the little ones like this, I just cut in half, and so on and so on. Some of them are like this big. You can leave those as is. So I'm going to finish these up and throw them in the pot. Okay, so you can oh, sorry about that. Accidentally kicked my tripod. You can clearly see that it is at its boiling part. I have my potatoes all nice and cut, and I rinsed them again just to make sure they were really clean. So add those to that, put the lid on them, and then cook them until they're tender. And next I'm going to start with the corn. Okay, so for the corn, I do the same as the potatoes. I put it at medium heat, but since there's so much more corn than there are potatoes, I put about 2 inches of water, and I like to steam the corn because it just keeps a lot more flavor in the corn, I feel, and yeah, it doesn't get so mushy, and it's just a lot better to steam the corn. I wish I had one of those cool veggie steamer things, but I don't, so I just gotta do it this way. So I will be right back when my water starts boiling to add the corn. Okay, my water's almost boiling, so I'm going to start adding my corn. Okay, so adding my last piece of corn. Then I'm going to put the top on it and move it to the back burner. Okay, so now that we got those cooking and we want everything to be done right around the same time, I'm going to start on my steaks. So the way I prepare my steaks is I like to get them to room temperature. You get a clean towel, like a hand towel or paper towels, and I like to pat them dry, like really dry. So now that that is fully patted dry, we're just going to sprinkle it with some sea salt and some fresh ground pepper. My hand is like totally in the way, isn't it? Here, I'll do it from up here. And then you just want to squish it in so they don't fall off when you put them in your pan. Then you flip it over and repeat. So getting your pan ready for doing your steaks, you want it on high, and you want to put about 1.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and you want to heat that until it's smoking. And the reason you want to use extra virgin olive oil is because it doesn't break down and burn at high temperatures. So yeah, use extra virgin olive oil, not canola oil or any other oils like that. Only olive oil really works good with this, or peanut oil, but it gives your steak kind of a peanutty flavor. So I'm going to let this start smoking, and I will return when it's at that point. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but my oil is smoking, so I want to put my steak on right away. And just move the oil around a little bit. And then since this is such a fat New York steak with a really big thickness, I'm going to cook it on one side for 7 minutes. And then when I flip it, I'm going to do something else, and I will show you once we get to that point. So we will be back in a little bit. Okay, so it has been 7 minutes on the dot. So when you flip it, you want to flip it with the fatty side face this way, and I will show you why. You're going to want to have a large spoon, get your tab of butter, get your couple pieces of fresh garlic clove, and you're going to let that melt. Sorry about my screaming Brody. He's being mad at his brothers. Anyways, and then you're going to take these juices and pour them up over your steak. This helps cook it, and it helps give it some extra flavor, and it helps, most importantly, cook the sides. So that's why I like doing it with the fatty part face down. And also, I'll show you another technique for cooking that really thick fatty side. So I will be back in 1 second. I know this is really loud, so hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so the other thing you can do is get your tongs and just hold it up on its side like this for about 3 minutes, and that should cook that side pretty good. Okay, so my steak is now cooked to the way I like it, and so I'm going to pull it off, put it on a pan, and then I'm going to stick it in the toaster oven just to let it set. I'm not going to have it on heat or anything. I'm just going to have it on the pan like this and let it set. So I'm going to clean off my pan, start new, and finish the rest of my steaks, and I will be back. Oh, in the meantime, while doing the steaks, my corn and potatoes finished, so I will be showing what to do with those shortly. So with your still hot pan, after straining your potatoes, you want to take your half a stick of butter and just drop it in the pan. And then take your freshly strained potatoes, just drop them in there. And take your garlic, dump that in there, and your dill, sprinkle it around. And we're going to add just a pinch of salt, just about that much salt. And then we're going to put the lid back on and let the butter and everything melt. And then when we get ready to serve it is when we're going to stir it. I went ahead and strained my corn, and I'm keeping the lid off because I want it to cool down a bit. Because when I'm preparing my corn, I do not want to burn the heck out of my hands. So yeah, leave the top off so your corn can cool down a little bit. So this is how I like to have my setup. Let me see if I can get a better angle for you guys. So this is how I like to set up my thing. My hands are clean. So what this is called is Mexican street corn, elote, I believe. It has like a bunch of names, but I just call it mayonnaise cheese corn. But I know it has real names. But the easiest way to do it, it is messy, but this is the easiest, fastest way to do it when you have a lot to do. So you just get it and you roll it in the mayonnaise. Make sure it's fully covered. And then you have your wide opening spout. And you go, well, I guess I'll just do it over here. And you just sprinkle your corn. And like I said, it is messy, so be prepared to make a mess. I'll also show you another way you can do it, so yeah. 1 second. Okay, so another way you can do it is you roll it in the mayonnaise. And then you lightly just pat and roll in the cheese. So that's a little less messy. So whichever way you feel comfortable doing it, do it that way. So I'm going to finish these up and I will be right back. So these are my corns all finished. So everything is done and I'm going to start plating. So I'll be back in a second. So I forgot to show the finishing touches of the potatoes. So everything is all melted and stuff. So you just want to mix it all together. And once you got it all mixed together, then it's ready to serve. So I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to be serving my husband's plate first. There's his beautiful steak. Here's the yummy potatoes. And here is a corn. He's probably going to want two. And then here is our wonderful hollandaise sauce. And if you don't know how to make hollandaise sauce from scratch, I have a video on how to make it. And the only difference between this one and that one is I added some chives to this one. So there is our delicious dinner. And wow, that looks really yummy. I'm super starving. So I'm going to serve my plate and might do a tasting, but I'm not sure because my mouth still hurts. So if I don't, I will talk to you guys later, and thanks for watching. Bye!